Cuebid. What is a Western Cuebid? Probably some people thought, that's probably just some weird thing that Charlie does that nobody else in the world does, and that's why he brought it up. A convention invented by Charlie. No, I don't think so. Our Western Cuebid is a very specific type of Cuebid. And this usually happens when our side has opened the bidding, maybe the opponents, and that doesn't have to be the case, but often our side has opened the bidding, the opponents have slipped in an overcall, and we're worried about having that suit stopped. Now we know that when we don't have an 8-card major fit, we have a very strong preference when we're going to game to play 3-no as often as possible. 3-no is easier to make most of the time than 5 of a minor or something like that, even if we have a minor fit. So the priority when we don't find a fit in a major is to try and play 3-no when we have game going values. And we need a way to do that sometimes. Sometimes we want to force partner to bid, and we would like partner to bid 3-no if we can't bid it ourselves. And so that's what this Western Q is. And there can be all sorts of auctions, going about their merry way with a round or 2 or 3 of bidding, and then eventually we get to a point where we need to figure out if we can play 3-no. So when Western Q comes up, it typically comes up at the 3 level. Now, just because a Q bid appears at the 3 level doesn't mean that it's Western Q. We've got to think about the whole context of the auction. If you remember last time, we looked at an auction that started something like this. So like partner opens a heart, and then we got this weak jump over call of 2 spades. And now responder bids 3 spades. Now what is 3 spades? Hopefully if you were here last Thursday, you remember this.
4 spades and opening.
You're willing to go to 4.
All right, game forcing with heart support, right?
Right.
You have at least you should have 3 hearts. Because you're prepared for partner to bid 4 hearts. And remember we said that was slightly different than this auction where they just made a simple overcall. Where we will, and in this case we were invitational or better, because we didn't have to force the game here, right? We were able to make our Cuebid at the 2 level, and if we needed to stop at 3 hearts, that was invitational or better, and partner could bid 3, go back to 3 hearts with a minimum. All right. So, is that Western Q? No, not really. Now, if your partner who opened a heart on that top auction, if they have a spade on it and they're balanced and they want to offer 3-no as a place to play, they can do that, right? That's what that would say, right? What would we think if the Cuebid came back to opener and they said 3-no? They probably have spades double stuff. And they're thinking, hey, maybe 3-no plays as well or better than 4 hearts. What do you think? And then if you want, you could leave partner in 3-no, or you could take it back to 4 hearts if you're more distributional and you're like, nah, I don't think no trump is right. Choices. We like to give you choices, right? But it is not Western Q per se. So, and I bring that up just because we did have that auction last time. This is different because these auctions here do confirm a heart fit. Now we're going to have some other auctions where we've never supported partner suit. We've neither raised that suit nor Cuebid at a lower level to imply support for that suit. And we need a way to probe for no trump. So, by the way, I am going to erase this in a minute. Anybody who wants, since I don't have a handout on this topic, is everybody who wanted to jot down that definition of what Western Q is like? Got it? Be sure that before I start erasing. So yeah, so usually what ends up happening is that if you Cuebid the opponent's suit and you haven't gotten to the 3 level yet, it's just what we looked at last time. You're showing support, invitational or better, for partner suit. And then when we see a cubid of the opponent's suit at the 3 level, that is usually your last ditch effort to see if you can play 3 no. Before you bypass, right? Before you end up in, 4 clubs or 4 diamonds or 5 of them, something like that, right? Before we carry on past 3 no, usually that's what's going on. Yeah.
So that first one is Western Cube.
This is not Western Cube.